Okay, good morning, class.
Good morning, doctor.
Okay, so okay. So how's your quiz? Susah ke senang? Senang ya? Sebab saya nampak ramai yang skor. And then this all. This one is clue. 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 Okay. Okay. So four student never take the quiz. Why? What happened for the four student? Okay. So after the class, I meet the four students lah. What happened? Okay. The forum, everybody submitted ready? Group D. Okay, my guru. Okay, 27. Okay, the others, I don't know what happened to you. Later, I check who never finished yet. And then next time, please put this all in inside the link. Okay, so that I can click and check. Uh, ah, this one, Brittany. Who want to check your diagram? See, I need access. Okay. Share screen. Okay. Please change your permission to anyone with the link. Ni pun sama. Ni satu lagi. Okay, we will go through one by one after this, all your diagrams. Okay. Wait, how many people? 31. Okay, good. Okay. So before start our class, I want to remember you all. Okay, this is a non-final exam course. Okay, it's based on your quiz, your attendance to the class, your lecture participation, tests, assignments, and so on. Okay, please remember that one. Okay, why I'm saying is that to get A is very easier, and then fail also very easier. Okay, so this is a 3 credit hour class. So it will be, if you get C and below, then this course will impact your overall CGPA. You can find if you fail, you take C and below grade any subject, any 3 credit hour subject, your CGPA will be affected at the whole. Okay. Finally, when you get the CGPA, the whole CGPA will be affected when you get grade C and below. Okay. Even though you regret after you dapat, okay, I dapat C, lepas ni saya kena belajar bersungguh-sungguh lah. Sorry to say that. When you get a C, the next semester, you must have to put your 100%. It meaning to say, to repair the C and the below grade, you need to get a whole subject to get a A. Then only you can repair the CGPA. Then you have to repair the CGPA. The CGPA bukan naik after you get the 4 flat ke the following semester your CGPA never get the A. Bukan naik mendadak tau. Dia akan naik slowly compared to you get the C and below grade. When you get a C and below grade, your whole CGPA will drop mendadak lah. Kalau you dapat, so when you get a positive result, the CGPA will go slowly. When you get a negative result, it will be down very easily. So you all have to remember this everything. Okay. So what happened to me if I never get a good CGPA? The best is you never get a first class degree. So that when you never get the first class degree, you have to pay your PTPTN. Then when you go any other for the interview, can be a SPP or can be a industry interview, first dia akan lihat apa? First dia akan lihat you punya academic. Dia takkan lihat you punya leadership skill ke, UMPP ke, MMK ke, you you pengurusi NGO ke, dia tak tengok macam. Dia tengok first thing dia akan tengok is what your CGPA. So dia akan tapis ikut your CGPA. That's why whatever you involve inside your university, outside your university, the first priority you must give is your academic CGPA. Okay, that will define who you are after the university. Okay, at the same time, you have to involve also in other competition, leadership, and everything. But you must understand how to divide your time between two. Okay, let's say you have a time for your leadership. You want to go for the camping. You want to go for your apalah you punya apa kepimpinan semua tu. And then at the same time you have an exam. You have to prepare your final exam. Don't put yourself in trouble to give a commitment to your other things. Okay, please put whatever happened in your life, gaduh lah dengan boyfriend, girlfriend ke, parents ke, apa ke, put your priority on the top list is the exam, final exam, academic. Okay, because at last, academic will be define who you are after the university, not other than that. Okay, please put your academic. So what I'm saying is that later, after you get a first class degree and so on, you no need to pay PTPTN compared to whoever tidur, tak datang kelas, tak jawab forum, tak jawab quiz, tak buat apa-apa, kata malas semua tu, you have to pay your PTPTN. Other friend take the PTPTN money, they go for tour lah, they buy house lah, they buy car and so on, you still paying your PTPTN. Okay. Ada yang tak bayar PTPTN juga sebab komitmen tinggi lepas graduate. Okay, that also affect not affect yourself, but in whole when you see it will affect your country, the student who are coming. For example, if you tak bayar PTPTN, apa kerajaan buat? Dia akan hadkan PTPTN. Okay, for example, last time whoever get the first grade, first class degree, all semua tak perlu bayar PTPTN. Tapi sekarang apa dia buat? Only B40 and M40 only they give a exemption of PTPTN. So after this, after this more students never pay their PTPTN. Then what the government will do? They will restrict based on the cost. Let's say software engineering student, most of the students never pay PTPTN, then they will be restrict that no first class student will get the exemption for the PTPTN, particularly software engineering, oopsie. So like that lah. So whatever happened, put your commitment 100% into the academic. Okay, so let's move to our class. Don't think okay, ni saya tak jawab forum, saya tak jawab quiz, ni okay je lah. Don't think like that. I will monitoring and observe each and every student. Okay, you tak jawab forum ke, you tak datang kelas ke, you tak jawab quiz ke, I'm okay je. I just put a column there and then I tick only. So at the last, the grade will define you of the commitment of to this class. Okay. Okay. So last time what we learned, give me 2 minutes. Okay. Afiq Zulfatli.
Yes, sir.
Last class what we learned. Three things we learned. Apa tu tiga benda? First one is
concept data modeling.
okay, concept.
Three
Three important terms we learned.
importance. Analyze, design and NP ke sir? Yang tu ke?
Chapter 2 tu last class you datang ke tak?
Chapter 2. Oh, chapter 2. Saya ingat chapter 1.
Entity, attribute, instances. Okay. Aina Rusda,
Yes, sir.
what is entity?
Entity satu benda yang menyimpan data.
Menyimpan data.
Yang kita store data dalam tu.
Itu database. Entity. What is entity?
Sekejap, sir.
Sekejap.
Some something of significance to the business about which data must be known.
Okay, itu dalam slide. What do you understand? Okay, give me example of entity.
School.
So what will be the attribute?
Teacher, student.
Okay, school is entity, then teacher will be the attribute. Confirm. Okay, then the instances will be
instances tu nama cikgu.
Nama cikgu. Okay, if let's say the teacher can be an entity or cannot? Teacher boleh jadi entity ke tak boleh? Tak boleh.
Boleh.
Sebab
dia kata nama.
Kata nama boleh jadi entity. Dalam
Boleh.
usually a noun.
Boleh, doktor.
Kalau teacher jadi entity, apa attribute teacher?
Guru sains, guru mat, jenis subjek.
Okay. Putri Aina.
Yes, sir.
Teacher can be entity or cannot?
Boleh.
Boleh. So kalau teacher jadi attribute, teacher jadi entity, what is the attribute for teacher?
Name.
Name. Name. Other than the name,
Age.
name, age, staff ID, and so on. Okay. Entity is usually Prisha. Entity usually will be what in the table?
Entity.
Uh,
Sir, I only know the example, sir.
only no example.
Yeah. I don't know how to explain the entity.
Give me one example of attribute.
Car.
Car is attribute.
Oh, and entity, sir.
Car is entity. Then what will be the attribute for the car?
The brand, the CC of the car, the color of the car.
Then what will be the instances?
The brand.
The brand.
Yeah.
The brand is attribute or instances.
Instances.
Then the attribute will be
The size of the car, the weight of the car.
the size of the car will be the attribute. Then the instances will be
The brand.
the brand. Why the brand cannot be entity?
I'm not sure, sir.
Shauki Amran.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If the car is attribute or entity,
The car is entity.
the car is entity. Okay. What will be the attribute?
Attribute is like year, color,
Color.
CC.
Okay, CC. So what will be the instances?
Instances.
Instances. Okay. We go to your forum. Give me 2 minutes, sir. Answer my.
I forgot about instances.
Okay. Back to your forum. Where's the forum? Okay. Ni siapa? Norazlin. Okay, school year D diagram.
Yes, saya.
Okay. So you siap Lucas, dia punya possibility. Okay. So here what will be the entity? What is the entity here?
Name.
Name here, entity.
Entity untuk teacher ke? Sir.
Generally here, what is the entity here? Tell me here from here, this diagram, your diagram, right? Dalam diagram ni, what is the entity? List down the entity.
Teacher,
Okay, teacher,
student,
student, subject. Okay, so what will be the attribute?
name, gender, email,
Okay,
age.
okay. So why you tell this teacher is the entity? Because teacher is the entity of school. It's a part of school.
Sebab
Okay. Okay, dalam ERD diagram only have two things. One is attribute, one is entity. Okay, entity is entity is usually a noun. Okay, it is basically describe your what? Your domain here. For example, school. Okay, if you want to do a school database, okay, so who will be involved in this school? Usually have a teacher, student, and subject. Okay, so when you want to store about the teacher attribute here, entity here for the teacher entity here, so you must be quantify, qualify, and so on, right? So how you want to make sure that teacher have the following characteristic, then it come as the attribute. Okay, so the attribute will be the teacher ID, name, gender, and email. So, sir, what is the instances? Instances will be the data you want to feed here. For example, name, Dinesh, gender, male, email, and so on. So that the particular data I say just now is the instances. If let's say here is the car as entity, the attribute will be the model number, CC, price, and so on. So what is the instances? Instances will be the Ferrari, 1400cc, price is 1 million, and so on. That is the instances. Contoh, you must give, if let's say instances means you have to give the data. Attribute is something you describe the entity. That called as the attribute. Entity. So what will be the entity in the database? Entity in the database will be the what? Will be the table name. So then, at what will be the attribute is? Attribute will be the column name of the entity. So the instances will be row of the entity. Okay. For example, let me take this one. Okay. If you see here, we have a lot of table here. Cost line, costs, employee. Later, nanti in the database akan like this one. Okay. So if you see here, in one table, have few. In one database, you have few tables. Okay. You have cost line, cost, employee, officers, order, and so on. This one is the attribute. Okay. So if let's say we take a this one is for what? This one is for, let's say this one is for the cost line. Okay, for example, this one is the cost line. So under cost line, you have a few column. This column is called as the attribute. Student number, last name, first name, and phone, and city, and so on. And then the instances will be the data you want to fit the row of the particular attribute. Okay, for example, student number 103, last name Smith, first name Kerry. This one is the instances. This one is the attribute, and this one is the entity. Entity, attribute, instances. Okay. Okay. Where's the forum? Share this tab. Post this tab. Ini siapa ni? Nurul Aisyah.
Yes, sir.
Your EAD diagram kan?
Yes, sir.
This one is what you mean?
Many, sir.
Many. This one?
Yes. One.
One. This one?
Isn't that one, sir? One to
One.
many.
Okay. Okay, here, what is your database name?
Supplier order system.
Mana saya tak nampak pun. Data diagram, supply order system. Okay, next, what is your entity?
Apa, sir?
What is your entity here? Entity.
Supplier customer order item or order, sir.
Okay. So what will be the attribute?
Supplier ID, customer ID, right, sir? Is it, sir?
Okay. Supplier ID, customer ID. How about the address? Name, contact?
Is it instance, sir? The detail for the attributes.
This is the entity guide. So
yes, sir.
the entity, everything is the attribute. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So what will be the instances for the supplier entity?
The supplier name, gender, right, sir?
Instances,
Gender
kita
supplier.
bagi contohnya supplier ID 001. 001
The
instance.
detail, right, sir?
Address is contohnya Tanjung Malim. That will be the instances. The data you want to fit inside this one.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. Luqman. Okay. Where's your... Okay. Database of banking system. Okay. What is your entity here, Luqman? Okay. What is your attribute? Okay, so what will be the instances? Okay. Yes, correct. Good. Okay. We move on to the chapter. Okay, chapter 3. Faham kalau you tak boleh differentiate between entity, attribute, instances, you cannot do your ERD diagram. Okay. Okay. Last class we see how to list down the entity, attribute, and the instances. Today's class we will learn how to draw a ERD diagram correctly. Okay. Last time is not a complete ERD diagram. Okay. How to draw a complete ERD diagram we will see in today's class. Okay. So since you know what is attribute, entity, and instances, how to draw a ERD diagram. Okay. So first, in order to draw a ERD diagram, you must know what is your entity, what is your attribute. Okay, because instances is the data you feed in. So in ERD diagram, entity relationship diagram, you must know what is your entity, what is your attributes. Okay, so first thing in ERD diagram, okay, you must know how to draw the boxes. Okay, the box must be a soft boxes. What is soft boxes? Soft boxes ni bucu ni kena not solid. Okay, should be a curved box. Okay, so if you see in your drive, yes, your drive. Okay, drive. Okay. Okay. Last time what you do is you go to your drive, you more draw a U diagram. Okay. Then you choose the entity diagram can, and then you create. Okay. Let's say database. Okay. So this is last time kita see this one is to list down what is your foreign key, primary key, what is your entity name, what is your attributes and so on. Okay. Now kita gonna draw the real attribute, the ERD diagram. So what you do is you go to here entity relation. Dekat sini entity relation. You see my screen, right? Okay, go for the entity relation here. Okay, and then choose the softbox. Okay, choose the softbox. So this will be your ERD diagram. Okay. 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 If let's say I want to do a school database. So here will be a teacher, student. Okay. So here will be the name, age, salary. Student, what will be the attribute? Name, H plus. Okay. So this is the first step of ERD diagram. Okay. Tapi this one is not first step lah. But for now, this is the first step. Okay. First step is draw the soft boxes to list down your entity and all your attributes. Okay. Let's move here. Next step is three things you have to remember. Star, the circle, and then the hash. Okay. What is star? Star is the mandatory attributes. Meaning to say, attribute ni mesti kena isi with the instances. Okay. Second thing is circle. Circle is the optional. Can be fill down, fill up, or cannot fill up also. Never mind. Third thing is the hash. Hash is the primary key. If you see the unique identifiers, what is the unique identifier? Is your primary key. Okay. So what will be the inside, usually what will be inside the ERD diagram is the first attribute will always be will be your primary key. Okay. Always start your first attribute with the primary key with the hash. Okay. That's the symbol. Okay. So if let's say here, if you see employee, the hash is the primary key ID. Okay. So kenapa dia call as the unique identifier? Nak panggil siapa ni? Tengku Mazida.
Yes, sir.
Why it is called as a primary key? Kenapa first name tak boleh
Because,
primary key?
because dia unik. Tak sama dengan orang lain. Dia unik.
Yes, saya tahu unique. Kenapa? Okay. The first name can be a primary key or cannot?
Name cannot.
Can. Boleh?
Tak boleh.
Tak boleh. Kenapa tak boleh?
Sebab kalau metric number tu boleh.
Kenapa metric number boleh? Kenapa first name tak boleh?
Metric number dia berlainan. Different apa tu pun dia number. Kalau name mungkin boleh ada sama.
Yes. Okay. First name can be a same name. For example, my name can be a same as anyone else in the world, or you want to put inside the database. Okay. Let's say the first name is Dinesh and next person will be a Dinesh. Don't know how you, if let's say you put a primary key, first name as a primary key, how to want to differentiate between the two person. Okay. You kena faham komputer dia bukan AI. Database is bukan AI. Dia tak boleh fikir sendiri. Okay, based on your face recognition. Tak boleh. Okay, so you must make sure the computer or system must know, okay, which data they want to choose. Okay, if let's say you put the first name as a primary key, then the same person will be the primary key and so on. So how the system want to read the same person or different person. Okay. So if let's say ID means ID means also ID also can be the same sometimes. Okay. So depends on which ID you want to choose. For example, your IC number, your metric, staff ID, the whichever ID is not same. Okay. Siapa saya panggil? No, Damia.
Yes, sir.
ID can be the same, right?
Yes.
How can be the same?
Number
Okay.
ID.
Bagi saya contoh, macam mana di ID can be the same? Sebab ID sini primary key kan? Okay, tak boleh same kan? Okay, so some cases ID can be the same. Ke? Betul ke salah? Some cases ID can be a
Sure.
Okay, for example, okay, you have a, okay, you go to the Nike website, okay, Nike shoe website, okay, you now beli a kasut, okay, that kasut, particular kasut tu, dia berbuah ID 001, let's say, okay, 001. Let's say you the one person, let's say you the person A. Person B choose the same kasut and then pergi database as a 001. ID can be a same, 001. Okay, you cannot put a name. This one, this ID is a Nike, let's say Nike Pegasus 41. Another Nike shoe come in, Nike Pegasus 44. Okay, dalam database ni, you kena faham the more simple data, the less storage. Okay, takkan every time staff key in the new product come in, they put it as a Nike Pegasus 41, Nike Pegasus 41, Nike Pegasus 41. Pening. So they put a specific ID for each kasut. Okay, let's say Nike Pegasus 1 is a 001. Even you go to the Watson, you go to the any retail shop, okay, they scan your barcode, kan? Okay, the same item have a same barcode. Okay, so that is how the ID can be same in the particular situation. So sir, how they differentiate between the ID? Okay, so in that particular cases, ID can be a primary for the entity. Tapi bila kita dah connect with the other tables, then the ID will be the foreign key. That where we differentiate between the one data to another data. Okay, so in order to padam the differentiate the same primary key, what we'll do, we go to erase the what, the following table of the primary key to erase the other foreign key. Because if let's say the primary key can be a foreign key to the another table. Okay, that's how you manage the database. Okay, let's say you come to here. Okay, siapa nak tanya? Nurul Ain Syafika.
Yes,
Okay, so what will be the primary key here?
Teacher ID.
Teacher ID. Very good. Betul ke? Betul.
No, salah.
Salah. Apa dia salah?
Symbol tu hash.
Okay, good. Okay, sini saya nak bawa apa? Star or
Star.
circle?
Job action dia. Circle. Star maybe.
Star. Star ke circle? Depends on you lah. You know, what star ke circle. Tapi usually name will be the star. A chose to star. Mandatory must be filled out. Okay?
Apa bezanya, sir?
Huh?
Circle dengan star.
Depends on your stakeholders. Okay, contohnya, okay, saya buat sini. Spouse name. Okay, saya buat spouse name here. Okay, spouse name here. Okay, this one is star. Okay, spouse name dia star ke circle? Mana tadi?
Circle.
Why circle?
Sebab benda tu boleh berubah.
Tahu ke spouse name ni?
Tak tahu.
Spouse name is your wife or husband name.
Oh ya ke?
Kenapa circle?
Oh, optional.
Kenapa optional?
Maksudnya macam data tu boleh masukkan ataupun tidak.
Kenapa data tu boleh masukkan atau tidak? Why you define spouse name as the optional?
Not important.
Sebab
Tak
ada yang teacher as a bujang. Kalau bujang tu dia tak perlu isilah. Kalau you buat star, fill ni kena mandatorily will be fill. So that's how we define. Okay. For mandatory optional, dia tak ada rules betul atau salah. Dia depends on the way you see the database, the logic. Okay. For example, spouse name. Sometimes can be what? Can be your salary. Okay. Can be a salary. Sometimes salary ada, sometimes tak ada salary. So it's not mandatory. Okay. If let's say gender is a mandatory or optional, of course it is a mandatory. Okay. Tak ada manusia yang tak ada gender. Okay. So this is how you fill up. Suddenly you put the gender, then suddenly you put the option button there. Then something salah lah. You tak boleh justify gender as a optional for your database. If let's say you have a gender, that's a mandatory. Everybody can be a fill up that particular field. Okay, that's how you define. Okay, back to our okay. So three things you have to list down. One is star for the primary. One is the hash is for your primary key. Circle for your optional. Star for your mandatory fill up attributes. Okay, remember ni semua untuk attributes, bukan untuk entity. Jangan put star ke, circle ke, hashtag ke dekat your entity name. Okay. Okay, next. Entity name must be in a capital letter or title case. Title case means what? What is title case? Rufina?
Apa sir?
Title case tu what? Title case is capitalize each word. Okay, for example, you have an employee name, for example. Then E and N should be a capital letter. M, P, L, O, Y, E can be a small letter. Okay. If your entity name is not either capital letter or title case, then salah lah dari segi convention. Okay, I don't want to see your ERD diagram, small letter, everything is small letter, or this one is a small letter and suddenly all become a capital letter. Okay, you use a title case, you use all the entities as a title case. You use a capital letter, use all other entities as a capital letter. Okay, that is the first rule. Second rule is always a singular. Okay, employee bukan employees, job bukan jobs, department bukan departments. Okay, your entities must be a singular, must be a capital letter or title case, and then soft boxes. This is the basic of the convention of the ERD diagram. Okay, Second thing is the star, circle, and then hash. Okay, let's move to the relationship. Okay, there is only a 3 relationship in this world. One to one, one to many, many to many. Okay, so dalam relationship diagram, dalam relationship, we will use crows foot atau single toe. Kenapa crows foot ni adalah nampak dia punya tapak means bukan tapak kaki, gagak lah. Bird leg, foot lah, like bird foot. Okay, that's why they call as the crow's foot. Okay, so must be a 3 single line there and single toe. So how sir I know many one to one ke, many to many ke, atau one to one or many to one or many to many? How I want to do is based on your logic of database. For example, we have an employee at a department. Okay, when you do a relationship diagram, you must see the entity and attributes of between the two tables. For example, here we have an employee, we have a department. Okay, you must ask yourself, okay, employee can be employee belongs to one department or many department. Tanya siapa ni? Muhammad Ishraf.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Boleh ke one employee can belongs to one department atau many department?
Many department.
So you kata one employee can belongs to many department. Boleh ke? Hilang. Boleh ke tak boleh? One
Tak
employee
boleh.
belongs to many department. Boleh.
Tak boleh, sir.
Kenapa tak boleh?
Sebab dia single tu.
Tak. Saya tanya generally. Don't see the single toe crow's foot here.
Oh.
Tell me generally. Boleh ke one employee belongs to a many department? You kata boleh kan? Logically speaking, one employee boleh belong to many department ke tak boleh? Boleh ke tak boleh?
Boleh.
Boleh. How? Bagi saya contoh macam mana one employee belongs to many department? Okay, let's say you work in the company ABC as a developer. Okay, so you belongs to the IT department kan? Okay, so in your case you kata one employee can belongs to a many department. So how it possible dalam satu company ni you kerja developer under one department, IT department. Okay, macam mana suddenly you belongs to another department juga?
Oh, tak boleh, sir.
Tadi kata boleh? So generally speaking, logically boleh ke tak boleh?
Sorry, sir. Sorry.
So one employee belongs to one department je.
Yes.
Confirm. Okay. Generally, one employee belong to one department. Tapi boleh juga one employee belongs to many department. Boleh ke? Boleh. Contohnya, okay, dalam UPSI, okay, you tengok dalam UPSI, pensyarah kan? Okay. Satu pensyarah belong to one faculty. Okay, contohnya saya. One fakulti meta dan teknologi, fakulti komputeran dan meta teknologi. Suddenly lecture ni dia assign kepada contohnya lah kepada RMIC. Okay. Then dia jadi timbalan pengarah. So sekarang one employee belongs to two department. One is faculty, another one is RMS. Special cases boleh. Nanti you pergi kepada sekolah ke, government sector ke atau industri ke, one position can be different department. For example, dia menanggung tugas, contohnya lah sekarang dekat UPSI. TNC apa menanggung tugas kepada timbalan Naib Chancellor, Akademik dan Antarabangsa. So dia belongs to a two department. One is HEPA, another one is the academic. Some special cases, one employee can belong to the department. Some cases, one employee hanya boleh buat in only one department. For example, IT developer belongs to the IT department only. Dia tak boleh belongs to the HR department. In some cases, yes, can boleh. Contohnya, dia pinjamkan kepada HR department untuk develop HR system. Okay, you kena faham subject database ni not based on the fakta-fakta dalam ni. It's based on your logic skill. Computing in the whole, you kena faham. It is based on not how intelligent you are in the facts. It is how logically you thinking to solve the problem. Okay, programming language, whatever program language, whatever program computing you are learn after this ke, before this ke, is how fast, how creative you solve the problem. Okay, dalam bidang komputer ni, you kena creative untuk solve problem. It is not you memorize all the facts inside that. Okay, that's why I'm asking you, everybody here asking the question. Okay, let's, bila saya tanya soalan, you fikir kejap, you think creatively, you justify your answer. Later you go to the interview, the same interview question will be asked. Boleh ke employee ni boleh belong to the department? You kata tak boleh, tutuplah you punya resume, dia bagi balik. Okay, you must know how to justify your answer. Every question will be asked, you must know how to justify your answer. Okay, so dalam case ni, one employee belongs to many employees belongs to one department, and one department belongs to many employees. So how you what a relationship is, this cross feed meaning to say is many, and single toe is the one. If let's say I put one employee, one department, boleh ke? Siapa? Nur Azlin?
Yes, sir.
Boleh ke saya buat one to one? Here, one employee belongs to one department.
Boleh.
Boleh?
Yeah.
Boleh, confirm. Logically confirm.
Confirm.
Mana boleh? One department tu, contoh bayangkan, one department tu ada satu employee je. Itu bukan department tau. Itu bukan department. Itu adalah apa? Group. Dalam WhatsApp group ni, you ada seorang saja dalam WhatsApp group ni. Dia call group ke? Tengok ni. Many employee belongs to one department. Dalam satu jabatan one department, ada many employee, logically speaking. Kalau you buat one to one, dalam satu department hanya ada satu employee saja. Tak boleh lah. Logically speaking, tak boleh. Okay. Many to many boleh. Yang tadi saya cakap tu. Many employee belongs to many department. Okay. Contohnya you menanggung tugas ke, atau you dipinjamkan kepada jabatan lain ke. Okay. So boleh. Many to many boleh. Logically speaking, many to many boleh. Many to one boleh. One to one, logically speaking, tak boleh. Sebab satu department tak boleh ada satu employee saja. Okay. Normally, satu jabatan ada many employee. That's why we have a crowd food here, single toe here. Okay. Many employee works in one department. One department responsible for many employee. Okay. Okay. So how many relationship are in the ERD diagram? Siti Nur Mahira,
Yes, sir.
ada berapa relationship dalam ERD diagram? Total?
Ada 3.
3. What are they?
One to one, one to many, many to many.
Okay, many to many means ada single toe to single toe ke?
Crow food.
Rouse foot to?
I think dengan crow food juga.
Okay. Crow foot to crow foot. Okay. Kalau one to one is single toe to single toe.
Single.
Kalau many to one?
Many to one, crow food kepada single two.
Single toe. Okay, good. Okay. So macam itulah you akan relate your relationship. Okay. Adakah relationship ni dia based on the fact? No. It is based on your logically how you connect one entity to another entity. For example here, boleh ke saya connect job into a department? Apa? Nur Sarah,
Yes, sir.
boleh ke saya connect job to the department?
Boleh.
Boleh. Kalau connect job to department, how is the relationship?
Job tu many to one department.
Many job to one department. Many job to many department boleh ke?
Many job to many department.
Hmm.
Boleh.
Macam mana?
Job. Many job to many department. Then
Okay, logically speaking, many to many ke one to many? Or many to one?
many to one.
Confirm. Pasti. Anda
many
pasti.
job to one department.
Logically speaking, one to many. So one meaning to say one department ke one job?
One department.
One department.
One department.
One department, many job. Tapi logically speaking, many department, many job lah. Okay, sebab ada satu company ada
Many department.
many department. Many department tu ada
Many job.
many job. Okay, tapi boleh juga one department tu many job. Contohnya, company tu ada satu department saja. Atau your database are going to solve one department's problem. Then one department to many job. Okay, tapi tak adalah department ada one department got one job only. Okay, tak ada department macam tu. Okay, kalau kita say as a department should have a many job. Okay, one to many or many to many. Okay, good. Okay. Yes. Tu nanti lepas ni kita nak tengok. Putus-putus ni kan. Ya ke? Yes. Okay. Okay. Before we see the this diagram, let's we see what is garisan putus-putus tu. Okay. Okay, not in this slide. Mana dia? Go to your slide 4. Where's slide 4? Okay. No. Slide 3, sorry. Slide 3. Okay. So, what is garisan putus-putus adalah must be and maybe. Optionality. They call as the optionality. Okay. Contohnya, mana optionality? Problem convention. Summary. Okay. So if you see here, wait. Okay. So if you see here, okay, we take this one lah. Okay. So kita ada employee and department. Okay, apa tu garisan putus-putus adalah if you solid means, if it is solid means, that's the optionality. Okay. So if it is solid means must be. Contohnya, employee must work in, many employee must work in one department. Mesti kena work in one department. Okay. One department may be responsible for many employee. Okay. Contohnya, that many employee never belongs to particular one department. Contohnya department lain lah. Dia belongs to, okay, department lain. Okay. If you see here, okay, each entity A, each employee must be or may be work in one department or many department. Okay, itu yang garisan putus-putus. Okay, must be or may be. Okay, this one is optional. Optional meaning to say is it depends on your logic lah. For example, many department. For example, if you see here in the, okay, many employee must works in one department. Okay, contohnya setiap employee mesti kena work in one department. Tapi one department may be responsible for many employee. Okay, one department. Kenapa one department may be? Because let's say they have a few departments. Contohnya department IT, department HR, and so on. Okay, some employee belongs to department IT. Some employee belongs to the department HR. That's why there's some putus-putus. Okay, so normally what we do is in ERD diagram, kita takkan buat putus-putus ni. Kita buat semua as a single line. Okay, if let's say single line means you can define this as a specific department. Contohnya department IT, department HR, and so on. Okay, these all we put in one under one department. They call as a super type entity. Kita akan see in the next slide. Okay, how to combine each department into one department. Okay, contohnya lah, you pay as a, your payment can be a cash, can be a credit card, can be a cash on delivery. Okay, tiga-tiga ni must be under in one entity. Itu contoh. Okay, so that is super type. They will see in our next slide. Okay, tapi For your EID diagram, I do want to see the dash line. Okay. I want to see everything in a solid line. Okay. This is for your knowledge lah. Nanti you masuk industry ke, you see a solid line. It means like a optionality, must or maybe. Okay. Tapi dalam EID diagram course ni, I want to see everything in a solid line. Okay. So meaning to say you have a one solid line with a three relationship, one to one, one to many, many to many. Okay.
Sir,
Now,
can I ask about the primary key?
primary key.
So in the employee and the department, the primary key, we know the ID is different, but can we write the same name for the
Same.
primary key? Yeah, because like ID in department and ID in the employee.
Same name maksudnya ni ID, ni ID.
Betul.
Boleh. Sebab ni table berbeza-beza. The name can be same at the different table. Tapi you kena ingat ID ni dengan ID ni tak sama. Ni ID untuk employee entity, ini ID untuk department. Let's say this employee is 0001, this ID will be ABCD and so on. Tapi at the same cases boleh je. Ni ID ni 001, ni 001 pun boleh. Okay. Tapi this ID and this ID is not same. Because this is a two different attributes in two different entity. Nama boleh sama.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
No. This one is department ID, this one is employee ID. If you buat foreign key means you tak boleh nama sama. Contohnya, ini kena buat employee ID, then you kena tulis dekat sini employee ID, then it's a foreign key. But logically speaking, this ID is not same lah. This is not a foreign key. Kalau dia foreign key, foreign key boleh jugalah. Primary key can be a foreign key. Contohnya employee ID dia dah sambung kepada sini untuk list down the department, can possible. Depends on how you logically see the database. Okay, let's say employee ID ni tak sama dengan employee ID. Contohnya department ID ni, this one they want to put a 001 for the IT department, 002 for the HR department. Then this ID and this ID cannot be same. Okay, if let's say you want to do a foreign key means you letakkan nama ID, kekalkan nama ID sini, then you have to change as a department ID, department underscore ID, then department underscore ID can be put as a foreign key here also can for the employee. Okay, kalau you nak sambungkan primary to the foreign key, nama tak boleh sama, tapi different entity, different table boleh. Okay, sebab you kena tengok dari sudut komputer. Contohnya you buat ID ni, letak ID ni, komputer takkan faham which ID they want to choose to delete the data. Okay. Okay, for the line, you should be a solid line. Saya tak nak tengok putus-putus. Must be a maybe. If let's say you want to put a must be or maybe here, hubunglah another entity. For example, you want to put the optionality to the different department, hubunglah different department. Contohnya department IT, department HR. Okay. Tak, it depends on you lah. Sebab, okay, human nature ni dia akan tengok from left to the right. Okay, so whatever you feel important, you put in the left. Whatever you feel not important, you put in the right. Okay, nanti kita akan belajar ni macam mana arrange this table everything in chapter 7 or chapter 6 or 7. Okay, tapi for the basic, generally what human being nature is to read from left to the right. So whatever important, they put a left on the upper side. Okay, and then whatever is not important, they put a right side, lower side. Okay, nanti adalah banyak table, banyak entity. If you go to the company, they will have a 50, 100 entity in one database. Okay, this one is 3. Okay, so whatever you feel priority is depends on you. Logically speaking, whatever priority you put in left side, whatever not priority you put on the right side. Okay, you boleh arrange kat sini, employee ni you boleh letak sini, right side. For example, this is your A4 paper. Okay, you put inside the top, priority top left. Okay, it is how you arrange the table in your A4. Okay, you put top side, down side, and so on. Okay, the priority level from left to the right. Okay, boleh ke saya buat sini? Boleh juga. Okay, depends on you lah. Okay, how you arrange the tables. Okay, any other question? That is okay. Let's move to the ear dish diagram. Okay, ear dish diagram ni dia is not so important lah. So Oracle ni dia punya ear dish diagram. So usually basically in your SDD ke, in your document ke, kita tak write ear dish diagram. Ear dish diagram is more to your normal understanding. For example, to list down, dia first dia ada certain rule. Okay, first you have to start with the each. Okay, each means single toe. Okay, if let's say you have a crow foot means you have to start with the many. Okay, let's say you have a many employee here, so you start with the many entity A. What is your entity name? A is the employee. So one many, second is your entity name employee, third is must or maybe the optionality lah. So if let's say in our ERD diagram we use the solid line, so we use the must. Then you kena bubur you punya verb name, kata kerja. Contohnya working. Okay, sometimes this can be a noun name also. For example, order. This one is the customer. Order belongs to a customer. You can put it as a belongs to. Okay, whatever suitable word you feel. Okay, this is not particularly perkataan ini je kita boleh bubuh, perkataan ini tak boleh. Dia tak ada specific. Okay, it should be like a sentence. For example, one employee works in one department. Many employee works in many department. Or many employee belongs to many department. One employee belongs to one department. One employee, apa lagi boleh replace with this word? One employee has one department. One employee and many employee have one department. Okay, it depends on your English sentences. Okay, so let's say working one and only. Okay, one which is the single to department name. Okay, contohnya kalau dalam school, one teacher works in or belongs to one department atau one faculty. Okay, one lecturer works in one faculty. Many lecturers belongs to many department and so on. Okay, this must be a one complete sentences. Okay, so if you see here also dalam diagram ni, many employee works in one department, and then you kena juga reversely write down one department responsible for many employee. So the upper part will be from left to the right, the below part will be the right to the left. Okay, human nature macam tu, dia first dia tengok left, then they will see the top one. Okay, unless you are a tangan kidal. Okay, you write the left means susah sikit lah, dia from left to. Normally human nature will be from right to the left, first they will see the up one. Whatever you see in the life also, even you go to the supermarket also, the most important things will be in the eyesight. Okay. Yeah. Next time you go to the supermarket, you go to the shop, the most item they sell will be the same as your height level. Okay. If you see the most thing in the supermarket, bread, sugar ke, salt ke, dia akan letak dalam your eye level. Okay. Whatever kids love, children's love ke, dia akan letak dia punya eyesight level. That's why you see the kid punya makanan ke semua ke dia, contohnya KitKat ke semua, apa-apalah dia suka tu, dia akan letak dia punya level of sight. So dia boleh easily pick up. Okay, these are the marketing. Okay. So whatever you learn, you can actually relate to your everyday life. Okay, it is bukan semua benda dalam dunia ni ada sebab tau. Okay, why they put the okay, why in supermarket they put the things in your eyesight, why they put in the top side, why they put the left side, why they put in the counter, semua ada sebab dia. Okay, that's how the database also. What's the most thing you put in the left and the top? What is the least thing you put in the bottom to your right? Whatever you read from the left to the right would be on the top, left to the left, right to the left will be the bottom part. Okay, this is the complete. Is it the complete ERD diagram? Bukan, ada lagi kita tambah dalam ERD diagram. Okay. So that's how you write the ERD language. Okay. ERD language is not a mandatory, but it will be help for the next developer. Contohnya, you dah leave this company to the another company. The next person you are take over, they can be easily identified. Okay, oh, each entity can be related to the many department. So mask, maybe and everything. Okay. So this is similar like you write your pseudocode. How can pseudocode? Okay. How you write your pseudocode algorithm. Okay. Pseudocode is the basic language of the programming. Okay. Before you write any program language, you need to write the pseudocode. Okay. Okay. So before you write down any ERD diagram, you must come out with the metric diagram first. Inilah first step for any ERD diagram. Why you come out with the metric diagram is because later you nak pergi ke industri ke, you pergi ke orang ke, dia bukan ada tiga entity type you submit in the forum atau 4 ke, 5 ke, 6 ke. Dia akan ada more than 50 or more than 100. Some company they will have like 500, 600 entity table. Inside the 600, 500 entity table, they have a 30, 50 attributes only. Okay, because they are managing multinational company. Okay, they have a 20,000, 30,000 employee. So they all can have to fit. So untuk kita mudahkan how to create a complete ERD diagram, we have to come out with the ERD metric diagram. Okay. So how to draw a ERD matrix diagram? First, you have to list down all the entities type as a row and column of the matrix diagram. Okay. Contohnya dalam matrix diagram ni kita ada 3 attribute ke entity. This one is attribute or entity? Yes, this one is a entity. Jangan letak sini attribute. Okay, we are not managing a one entity. We are managing a database. So this will be the entity name. Okay. For example, you put the entity name. If school means teacher name, student name, parents name, and so on. Okay. Dalam sini, traveler, country, and landmark. Okay. Always start with your second row and second column. Okay. Because the first column will be the null column. Okay. You can buat garisan diagonally for each side. For example, you have a and here, then the following diagonal must be the null. Why null? Because traveler and traveler had a relationship. Because it's a same entity. You see a country and country, you cannot relate with the country because it's a same entity. Okay. Then you fill up with your whatever suitable word or suitable verb or noun, kata kerja atau kata nama untuk relate with this one. For example, from this one also same. How we read is from left to the right, not right to the left, not top to the left. Have to read with the left to the top button. For example, traveler visit country. Okay, traveler visited by country. Bukan traveler visit country. Salah. Okay, traveler visit country is the atas. Okay, so always read from left to the top button. Okay, don't see from up to left. Always see to left to up. You have to see from up to the left after that. Okay, for example, if you fill up traveler visited country, traveler, then country visited by traveler. Okay, bukan country visit traveler. Country tak boleh visit traveler. Traveler kena gerak pergi ke country. Okay, logically speaking. Okay. Okay, landmark seen by traveler. Okay, tak boleh landmark seen by traveler. Tak boleh traveler seen by landmark. Okay, landmark tak boleh see traveler. Traveler kena see landmark. Okay, sebab landmark tak ada eyes. How landmark want to see the traveler? So traveler can see the landmark. So this all are logically speaking lah. Don't suddenly put doctor diagnose patient. Bukan patient diagnosed by doctor. Okay, patient diagnosed by doctor. Bukan doctor, patient diagnosed doctor. Ni boleh nampak mudah tapi bila you list down and everything, then it will be funny lah. Takkan patient diagnosed doctor. Patient diagnosed by doctor. Okay. So you write a complete sentence, you can relate. Is it correct or not? Okay. So this is the first step before you draw the ERD diagram. Okay. Always first come out with the matrix diagram, then only you draw the ERD diagram. Okay. So to be summarized, what is the first step is? First step is you must draw the matrix diagram. Okay. List down all these things and then move to your second step is soft boxes. Third step is list down all the entity from the matrix diagram. And then fourth step is list down all the attribute. Fifth step, list down all the hash, star, circle. Then sixth step is relate all the relationship, many to one, one to many, and so on. Then your diagram is complete. Okay, this is a simple ERD diagram. Okay, so always start with the matrix diagram. Okay. So that these are the basic drawing of your diagram. Okay, chapter 4. Okay, before we move to the chapter 4, we take 5. Okay, so dalam 9:45, we'll see again. Okay. Okay. So saya hubung dalam chat box. You can see, and you always follow the format. ERD diagram. Group D kan, so I share in WhatsApp groups. Okay. Okay. So let's move to our next class. Next lecture ni. Okay. So for example, if we see the entity diagram, right? So in entity, we will have a multiple option. Okay. For example, if let's say the entity has a food order types. Okay. Contohnya dia ada option. Contohnya yes, eating or you tapao. Okay. So you take away. Okay. If you go to the grocery shop, you have a paper, plastic, payment type, check, cash, credit, e-wallet, so on. Okay. So if you think this one, if you see this one will be in same entity, but different mode of what? Different mode of types. For example, okay, if we take one payment entity, okay, we have a few entities here. For example, we have a payment, we have a cash, check, credit card. Okay, you can ask me, sir, why cash, check, credit card cannot be a attribute for the payment? Okay, you can ingat. Under cash ni, we have attribute also. For example, we have a receipt number. For check, what is the check number? What is the receipt number? Credit card, what is the credit card number? CVV number, credit card holder number. So these will be the attribute for the credit card entity. But at the same time, this credit card entity is an entity for what? For the payment. Okay, same as a cat, for example. Okay, or is take example as a cat. For example, cat can be a entity for an animal. At the same time, cat can be also an entity for the cat types. Okay, let's say cat, we have a cat A, cat B, cat C. Can be entity also. Okay, if let's say cat attribute means what we have. We have a cat type, cat color, cat gender, male or female, and so on. Okay, if let's say cat can be a cat name, cat gender, cat age can be a attribute for the cat. At the same time, cat will be the entity for the animal. Okay, we have a cat, we have a dog, we have a lion, tiger, and so on. So this will be the entity for the animal. Okay, so how we classify the inside the ERD diagram? So there we come with the super and subdivided entity. So inside one entity, you also can put in the ERD diagram as a sub-entity diagram. For example, in exam, you have a midterm, final, and quiz. Okay. Generally, exam, they have a number, description, weight, date, and grade for written component. These can be applied for the midterm also, final also, quiz also. But they also have a specific entity inside midterm, final, exam, quiz. But they have a special requirement. For example, in midterm, they have a grade for oral presentation. This grade for oral presentation doesn't apply to the exam in the super time. You cannot put a grade for oral examination inside this one. Okay. For example, you take a credit card. Payment can be same. For example, receipt number can be same for all the mode of payment, credit card, e-wallet, and so on. But in credit card, they have for example, they have a CVV number. CVV number doesn't have for the e-wallet. So there's a special requirement for the credit card attribute. Okay, you must understand. This all what? This all is a attribute, not entity. Entity is this one is the entity. Exam, midterm, grade for oral exam presentation is not a entity. This is a attribute because they have a star. Star means what? Mandatory. So this is a mandatory. So if you see here, all the students in the midterm must be sit down for the grade for the oral presentation. Okay. So whoever never see, it's a zero. It cannot be the cannot be this column cannot be fill up. It's be mandatorily fill up. Must fill up. Okay. Wajib kena fill up. Cannot leave it like a blank. Okay. So these are the super type. So in your ERD diagram, you also can put a few ERD entity types inside one entity type. Okay. So how I want to know which entity type is based on your logic, based on your creativity, how you want to assign. Okay. For example, for example, if you see here, animal, we have a vertebrate and invertebrate. What is vertebrate? Still ingat. Science form 3. Form 3 ke form 2. Vertebrate. Vertebrate is the animal they have a backbone. Invertebrate is no backbone. Bone kan. Okay. Okay. So vertebrate under we have a bat, mammal, reptile, and other invertebrate. Okay. So vertebrate ke invertebrate under one entity we call as an animal. Okay. So whatever characteristic for the animal applies to the vertebrate and invertebrate. You can faham whatever characteristic for the animal must be applied for the vertebrate. Suddenly, alien doesn't come here. You jangan buat alien as an entity here. Alien doesn't count as animal. Or you don't put the plants here. For example, oh, ni vertebrate, invertebrate kan. So saya boleh buat dalam ni plants. For example, Rafflesia. Jangan buat Rafflesia sini. Okay. Whatever attribute applies for the animal should be applied for the vertebrate and invertebrate. But vertebrate, they have a special entity, they have a bird, mammal, reptile, and other. This special entity doesn't reflect to the invertebrate one. Same invertebrate entity doesn't reflect to the vertebrate. You could faham. Animal, they have a attribute for example, animal, they have an animal name. Animal name entity attribute can be used for the vertebrate and invertebrate. Vertebrate animal name cannot be used for the invertebrate animal name. These are two different entities. So that's why we have two different attributes. At the same time, bird attribute cannot be used for the mammal attribute. For example, you have a bird name. The bird name doesn't reflect to the mammal attribute. Okay, so it is like you go for specific. Okay, so animal will be the top roof of the house. Then it will be a vertebrate, invertebrate, and so on. So this is where you reflect. So below you list down that attribute, you must be careful with whatever you list down is reflect to the particular entity. But whatever attribute you list down in the animal, it will be reflect to the vertebrate, to the bird. So whenever you write down the animal name, it is not mandatory you have to write the same attribute in the different table. Okay, you put an animal name here, automatically we'll have the animal name to the vertebrate, bird name, and so on. Okay, you never put the name here inside the each entity name. Okay, this is how you can put a subtype and supertype. So the animal are called as a supertype. Just now we see this one, okay? This one we see is Okay. We have a payment, cash, check, and credit card. So the payment will be the what? Super type for the cash, check, and credit card. The credit card, check, and cash will be the subtype for the payment. Okay, same juga. Okay, so this is how you reflect. For example, in UPSI, if you take UPSI, what will be the super type? What will be the super type? UPSIan lah, warga UPSI. So dalam warga UPSI can be a student, staff, alumni, whatever lah. Okay, alumni, retired person, and so on. Okay. What is common between all the UPSI staff? Warga UPSI is what? Is the IC number. So if you declare the IC number here, all the person inside the UPSI, they have a IC number. Okay. And then what will be the common thing for all the UPSI is the IC number lah, common, because staff ID can be same one. If let's say student, they have a metric ID. Staff have a staff ID. Maybe the alumni, they have a email ID. Okay, so that will be the difference. And then the alumni email ID is not same as for the student. Okay, so different. So this is how you see the super type, subtype, and so on when you put anything. So why is important? Because it will save a lot of your time. For example, if let's say put a midterm, you can look case like midterm sini, then you have to tarik line here. Can also, no problem. You put a midterm. If let's say you put a midterm outside, and then you tarik line, you can ingat, you have to list down all the attribute here. Again, if you put midterm ni, luar kota ni, luar kota exam ni, you have to list down all the attribute here again, plus your another new attribute. Boleh ke buat macam tu? Boleh. Okay, this is a simplified version. If you go company, I say like they have a 150 entities. Company don't want you kena ingat you punya kertas A4 or paling people want to see in the diagram is in the A4 size lah, because they for the documentation. So whatever you want to fit inside the A4 diagram, you have to A4 paper size, you have to fit in either landscape or portrait. Okay, from left to the right. Okay, so let's say you put a midterm ke ni ke sini ke sana, then that cukup space. That's why they put a super type and subtype, so you can save a lot of space and you no need to rewrite all the attributes again for the same entity group or same the super type. That's why we have a super type and subtype. Okay. So always more than one subtype. So contohnya you have a other. Okay, others means you define the attributes accordingly. This called as a nested subtypes, because inside one super type we have a lot of subtype and super type. So okay, what else can be a nested type? Animals. Beside animals, what can be a super type? Yang tadi saya cakap lah, contohnya you take a warga UPSI. We have a few types of warga UPSI: staff, student, alumni. Okay, under student, they have a diploma student, or maybe under student they have a undergraduate student and postgraduate student. Undergraduate student, they have a what? Diploma students, degree students. Under the postgrad, we have a master student and PhD student. Okay, so under the students have the same attribute. All the students have the same attribute, metric number. So if you put a student here, let's say UPSI student, metric number, you no need to repeat the same attribute inside all the entities. You just add whichever different. For example, diploma and degree, what will be the difference? Is the metric number in front of the metric number. Some is D and E. Or is the program diploma in what? Program name will be different from diploma and degree. So whatever is different, you put as a different attribute. So this is how. Okay. Then we have a structured, and this one is the for the industry structural and procedure. For example, structural means you straight away get connect. For example, order to staff, no need someone have to approve or reject or anything. But procedure means you have to go through one procedure. For example, hey, where's the structural? Should be one chapter 4, 5. Chapter 5. Okay, so if let's say if you take a procedure means you have to go through one procedure by they have don't have example here. Okay, for example, if you take a leave means approved by your manager, okay, and then endorsed by your manager to manager, CEO, for example. Okay, so there's a procedure. For example, you have to go through by one by one. Okay, if you want to complain means you have to go to the manager to the director to the CEO, like that. Okay, there's a procedure. So in database also, for example, if you want appoint an employee, for example, you have a HR department, you want to employ, you want to you want to make someone as an employee, new employee, then the application should be go to the HR department. Then HR department go to the relevant department to endorse. Then the relevant department to the director department. Okay, so one by one. So your database also must go one by one. For example, whatever shortlisted staff should be when you go to the next table, entity table must be approved by the HR department. Then go to the entity table. Then go to the another table and so on. Okay, that is the structured process. Okay, procedure means you straight away can connect to one entity to another entity. Okay, this one is more to the companies lah, company industry or normal also. Okay, so this one is based on the requirement, business requirement, how you see. Okay, but as I say, this one is also a logical. For example, if you see a teacher ID, name, and teaching certificate number. Okay, so order handled by a staff. Staff handle order. What is this? Here, each shift I work must be documented on a time card. Each shift must be supervised by the manager. So manager have to be approved the all the shift of the employee. Okay, that's why we have a structured database. Procedure means go one by one. Okay, someone will enter a mandatory training events. This event takes place at one company's existing location, and the employee travel to the location to take part in it. Approval for all travel requests to a training event must be signed by the employee manager before the employee can register for it. So before they go to the employee, the manager have to be signed one by one. So after the manager approve, they will go to the relevant department. Okay. For example, back to the HR department to be key in under the HR database. Okay. So they have a workflow that's called as a procedure. Okay. If structure means straight away can employee HR approve, no need to go another further level, back to the employee. Okay. This is about the chapter 4. Chapter 5. Okay. Okay. Chapter 5. Okay. I think chapter 5 is quite heavy, but I don't want to go today by today. Take time to digest all the information today. Okay. We must this 1 week to digest all the information. Okay. Tapi chapter 5 is more interesting. Okay. This is where you learn all the relationship lah. Why there is a line there. Okay. If you see here, just intro to the next lecture is why many to many. Okay. We have the intersection entity. Okay. Sometimes, for example, the same thing you need for following entity. So usually for foreign key. Okay. For example, you need the enrollment for the student and the subject also. Okay. For example, you enroll today this class database. Before enroll this database class, you must enroll what? You must enroll to the UPSI first as a student. Then only you can enroll as a database class. Sir, why need to enroll the UPSI first? Let's say, sir, I never enroll as a UPSI student. How you want to going to take a database class as a UPSI student? This is how connect lah. And then you must also remember, for example, this scenario, you enroll to the database to this class, you must enroll to the UPSI as a student. At the same time, you must enroll to the specific semester to take this database class. So you imagine first how big the database, how complicated the Unisys. Okay. Dia kena enroll semester first, dia kena enroll the UPSI first, and then you have to pay before the enroll the semester. This semester you have to go to the payment first. Okay. You kena ingat semua ni dalam sistem you nampak ni semua ada entity table behind the scene. So the structure process is you never pay your fees for the current semester, then you cannot enroll to the specific semester. If you never enroll to the specific semester, you cannot take the specific subject to the current semester. That's why you design a database is not a one-man person design database. Okay, a lot of few people, you have to collect the data from the stakeholders. Because contohnya lah, you as a student, it doesn't involve as your faculty. You is involved as a jabatan bendahari juga. You have the payment to the bendahari. Then tarik data daripada jabatan bendahari to the faculty, specific the faculty. And then tarik faculty punya specific to the jabatan mana? Bahagian academic. Okay, to enroll to the specific semester and specific course. Okay, database. Okay, and then adalah student daripada fakulti lain, boleh minor student, major student and so on. So all the entities have a specific attribute. Macamlah kita tengok tadi, super type, subtype. So then the stakeholders will be sit down and buat bengkel. Apa bengkel yang list down what is the ID, what is the first name. Okay. Last time I involved to the database, kita buat sistem untuk sekolah Seri Budiman. The new school of the sekolah rendah UPSI. Okay, we have a sekolah rendah Seri Budiman. So we do a 3-day spanking to list down all the database we want to learn, we want to what the stakeholders want and everything. That's why we have a few version of the system. Kenapa kita ada enhanced system? You tengok today you see a Unisys, contohnya 1.0. Then next time you see the Unisys 2.0. So what makes different version is different requirement from the stakeholders. Okay, so let's say the payment change. Contohnya lah in future the payment change, no more e-wallet, no more credit card, only fingerprint. Letak je fingerprint, your payment successful. So kita kena collect with the attribute. For example, past 3 years we doesn't have e-wallet. So something the e-wallet come in, so we have to update the database with the e-wallet attributes. Contohnya transaction ID, username and so on. Okay, then we can validate the payment type. Sama juga macam you pergi the industry, they always have the every month have the new database requirement and attribute. So you must know how to logically connect one data entity to another entity and so on. Nampak macam mudah, tapi when you works down, it is complicated. That's why you paid higher in the IT industry, because you solve a complicated problem of the stakeholders. You can ingat how much you solve a complicated problem, the higher the salary. The higher the salary, the how much you. That's why if you see a director salary, a person who are the upper management of the salary is the higher, because sebab apa? Sebab dia solve a bigger problem compared to the person who are the other. Person who are below that, senang je. Clock in, buat kerja, clock out. Tak perlu fikir, okay, today our company, how much profit we want to earn, I want to cut the budget and so on. Semua yang fikir ni adalah CEO, director and so on. That's why they are paid higher. So who are paid lower is, their job is to solve whatever arahan bagi oleh pihak atas. That's why, and another one you have to think, whoever take the responsibility pay higher. Okay, for example, you go to the director or higher because they take a responsibility. If let's say something happens wrong, dia takkan pergi kepada database developer tanya, kenapa you buat salah? You buat salah database ni. Sebab dia ikut arahan kepada CEO ke director. You just buat whatever they ask for. Of course lah, when you draw ERD diagram wrong ke, you key in the database, they put for example, they put a staff ID integer data type, then you suddenly put as a string data type, then they will ask lah why you put a wrong thing and so on. Okay. So there we will have a intersection entity and so on. And then we have a bare relationship yang dash line pula. Solid line yang pendek ni adalah bare relationship. Bare relationship means you cannot go to the backside. Have to be a one way. So on. Okay. So these are we will see in our next class, more complicated relationship type. Okay. Okay. So hopefully today I make sure everybody understand. So what is today's task? It's important. Okay. Go to your Mind Guru, go to your forum. Access forum. Ada forum tak? Boleh nampak kan? Okay. So by today, submit your enhanced version of ERD diagram. So contohnya kalau you buat, I buka forum monitoring. Okay. Kenapa sebab My Guru lambat? Sebab dia load lot of data. Bukan off the internet speed ke apa ke. Sebab it takes from the database. Sebab tu dia, the loading time will be higher. The traffic and so on. Everything you see in the computer is everything, or everything is the database stored as a entity, attribute, instances, and so on. Okay. Next time when you see a system, see in the point of database. Betul lah. Contohnya you sebelah ni, okay, contohnya lah. Okay, you see a My Guru, right? Here, you see about course, announcement, learning material, semua ni kan. It can be a entity of a My Guru database. Contohnya about course. What will be the attribute? Course ID. Contohnya forum. Yeah, the forum monitoring as a attribute. And so inside the forum monitor, they have a student name, student ID, and so on. So from here, they will be see the database. Forum list. Okay, so what you do is today's task is mana group D? Group D. Okay. Okay. So if you see here, I go pergi lah. Okay. We take one diagram here. Ni diagram siapa?
Saya
Azilatul. Okay. Azilatul. Okay. So what is wrong here?
Book database.
Kena mana saya tak nampak pun tajuk dia. Have to put the tajuk first. What database is your book? Ni apa? Database nama apa?
Book database.
Dia tak boleh book database. Should be a book database management system. Library management system. Bookshop management system. Whatever related lah. Buatlah at least 4 table, 5 table and so on. Jangan buat 3 je. Okay. And then the box should be soft boxes. Okay. Ni PK, FK ni buang dulu. PK we replace with the hash. Okay. FK nanti kita tengok lah. Okay. FK means you put the same contohnya you want to put, ni semua ni FK lah. Okay lah. Later you think lah, which one is logically FK? Cannot be biography as FK. If you put the biography FK to this table, these 3 attribute must be inside this table also. Okay. 3 ni kena ada dalam 3 ni. Baru dia boleh as a FK, foreign key. Okay. Whatever you declare as a foreign key must be same as this entity. Okay. And then must be a soft boxes, and then 3 types of things: circle, hash, or star. Then what is the relationship? Okay, many to one ke, one to many ke. Okay, you just enhance your ERD diagram. Okay, later you will add some more. Okay, how the relationship, and what is the missing? Another part is missing inside the ERD diagram. Apa lagi? Ada satu yang missing.
The verb or noun.
Yes, the verb and noun. Okay, write the verb and noun each relationship. Okay, so this is your diagram. So basically what you do is you enhance your diagram and submit back inside the next forum. Okay, forum 3. Okay, so I give until one day lah, before submit before 11:59 PM. Draft 2 dah forum dah tutup dah. Okay, so that's the this week task. Wait, let me take a attendance first. Okay, before we take one attendance, kita pergi one last round. Okay. So, hari ni semua ada kot. 30, oh tak ada. Ada seorang lagi. Siapa? The missing person. Wait, okay, group D kan? Okay. Later I check. Okay, so let we go one round table. Okay, tell me what you learned today. Okay, beside entity, attribute, and the instances. Okay, so except what is attribute, entity, and what you learned in today's class. Okay, let me start with Tengku Mazida. One word from
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Hari ini saya belajar types of relationship diagram.
Okay, how many
Which
types
is,
of relationship?
3.
Okay,
One
what
to
is
one,
it?
one to many, and many to many.
Okay, good. Syauqi Amran?
Ya, saya. Hari ini saya belajar tentang the symbol.
Okay.
Ada simbol hashtag, star dengan bullet.
Okay, star used for?
Required.
Mandatory. Okay, good. Siti Nur Mahira?
Ya, saya sir. Hari ini saya belajar cara tulis entity dekat diagram tu. Semua huruf besar ataupun depannya huruf besar, tak boleh huruf kecil semua, tak boleh juga depan dia huruf kecil, belakang dia huruf besar semua.
Okay, good. Rufina?
Yes, doctor. Yes.
Okay, Rufina kita datang balik. Putri?
Yes,
Okay.
Apa yang saya belajar tentang ada beberapa simbol untuk kita tulis attribute dalam entity, dalam ERD, iaitu circle.
Okay, what is it? Hashtag?
Hashtag untuk primary key.
Hashtag untuk primary key. Okay.
Ya.
Hash adalah hashtag ni dalam Insta.
Hash.
Okay, Putri Aina?
Hari ini saya belajar tentang rules of entities.
Okay.
Entities mesti singular, capital letters and soft words. Lepas tu kena ada star, circle dengan hash.
Okay, good. Prisha?
So today I learned about the relationship in the ERD diagram. Got 3, one to one, many to one, many to many.
So many to many is crowd food to single toe, correct?
Crowd to.
Many to many.
Yes.
Crowd food to single toe.
Crowd to crowd to.
Crowd food to crowd food. One to one means?
Single toe.
To?
Single toe to single toe.
Okay, good. Noraline?
Yes, saya. Saya belajar relationship in ERD. I have a 3, one to one to many, and many to many.
Okay, many to many. Okay. Line tu kena solid ke atau dot dash line pun boleh? What is the difference between solid and dash line?
Yang solid is word in.
Apa ni?
Word in.
What?
Word in, okay.
Okay, dash line tu?
Responsible for.
Okay, contohnya lah dalam gambar ni, kita ada author and book, right? Okay. So what is the relationship between author and book?
One author to many book.
Okay. Cannot be many author. Can be a many author to many book.
Many author tu. Can.
Can. Macam mana contohnya? Dalam satu buku tu ada many author.
Ramai orang boleh ambil banyak buku.
So if let's say you see in a book management system, then book management system will be a many authors, many books. Contohnya one author tu dia write many books pun boleh. One to many pun boleh, many to many pun boleh, many to one pun boleh. Depends on the book. Sebab contohnya lah buku programming. Buku programming uji dia ada beberapa pensyarah. Okay, or your research paper, the author will be many authors. Okay, okay. Kalau ambil buku ni ada yang buku ada 2 atau 3 author. Okay, so if let's say one author to one book, the line will be solid or dash.
Yang mana?
Many author to book, right? Line to dash ke solid line?
Dash.
Kenapa dash?
Sebab dia berkemungkinan boleh many to many, one to many, many to one.
Okay. Dia actually solid line. Okay, dalam ERD diagram, please guna solid line. For example, many author must have many book, or one author must have one book. Okay, dia mesti kena ada. Kalau author tu tak ada must, maybe a book means they don't consider as a author. Okay, author ni kena tulis buku. Okay, unless you have a magazine ke, you have a newspaper ke, you can put a dash line. Okay, if let's say this one is a book management system, then must lah. If let's say you put a library management system, can be a dash line. Okay, depends. Okay, next, Nurul Aisyah.
Yes, sir. Hari ni saya
Hari ni
4 list attributes, yang kelima kena listkan symbols, and then keenam assign relationship.
Okay. Okay. Next, Nur Sarah.
Yes, sir. Today I learned about the steps how to draw the ERD diagram.
ERD diagram ke matrix?
Matrix diagram.
Matrix diagram.
Yeah.
So dalam matrix diagrams tulis attribute ke entity? Row and the column.
Tulis attribute. Sekejap. Matrix diagram. Kita tulis entity.
Bukan attribute dah. Okay. Nur Razlin.
Yes, sir. Hari ni saya belajar simbol dalam ERT diagram, star, circle dan hash sign.
Okay. Diagram ni book ID is a star, hash or
book ID star.
Betul, star.
Hash sign.
Hash. Sebab apa?
Unique identifiers.
Unique identifier atau primary key. Okay. Kena ingat dekat mana-mana you tengok unique identifier, it's everything is the primary key. Okay, nama untuk nama lain untuk primary key is the unique identifier. Okay, or UID. No, Damia?
Yes, sir. Hari ni saya dapat pasal relationship.
Okay. Okay.
Many to many.
Book to customer sini, what is the relationship?
Huh?
Book to customer dalam diagram ni kan? This one.
Book to customer.
Ni kan? Book.
Single to many.
Single to many means? Sini ke? Sini ke?
Book to customer.
You complete one sentence for me.
Oh.
One book ke many book? Either you want to start with one or many books?
One book.
Okay, one book.
To many customer.
One book to many customer.
Okay.
Kita plus with one verb here. Boleh add one verb ke? Kan kena tulis one verb ke noun dalam dekat sini kan?
Yes.
Okay, so one book.
One book to...
Depends on you, for example. Okay, saya bagi example. One book belongs to one customer. Boleh juga. One book belongs to many customer. Boleh?
No.
Kenapa tak boleh? One book saja kan?
One book saja.
Okay. Many book belongs to many customer. Boleh?
Boleh.
Okay, good. And then sometimes one book, contohnya lah, one book paid by one customer. Boleh?
Boleh.
Many book paid by many customer.
Boleh juga.
Okay, so this is how you complete the diagram. Okay, you kena tanya diri sendiri tahu. Okay, you have to ask you, okay, contohnya lah, first you have to think what is the database. Contohnya lah, bookshop system, bookshop management system. So of course they want to sell this book to the customer. So customer pays, many customer paid one book, tak boleh. One customer paid one book, boleh. Many customer pays one book, boleh. Okay. So what is the relationship between book and customer? Atau belongs to ke, pay ke, atau apa lagi boleh? Customer.
Kalau many book to one customer boleh ke?
Many book to one customer boleh. Kalau beli banyak buku boleh. Many customer tu many book, contohnya dia beli buku cerita lah, buku programming, customer boleh. Okay. Okay, next. Tadi mana? Tadi siapa? Nodamia.
Yeah.
Okay, Munira.
Yes, sir. Hari ni saya belajar atau saya baca adalah relationship dalam ERD, which is one to one to many and also many to many.
Okay. Next, Muhammad Shazmi.
Yes, sir. Okay, hari ni saya belajar berkaitan simbol atribut.
Simbol atribut?
Kalau pagar tu untuk primary key.
Okay.
Kalau bintang untuk apa tu?
Bintang mandatory.
Mandatory. Kalau circle tu, bulatan tu untuk optional.
Yes, correct.
Thank you.
Even you nampak dalam form pun dia buat star is a mandatory field. So it is not hard to remember. Okay. If you see a normal you tulis for form ke atau isi online form ke, dia tulis star as a mandatory. Okay. Same concept. Okay, Muhammad Luqman. Super type. Okay. Okay, give me a super type for the book here. What will it be the super type? The book. Okay, let's say book is the super type. What will be the subtype? Genre of books like comics, academic book, and so on. Huh? Okay. Reference book and so on. Muhammad Ishraf.
Yes, sir.
So,
apa yang saya belajar ni yang satu employee dia boleh banyak department.
Apa dia?
Satu employee dia boleh pergi kepada banyak department, bukan sahaja satu department.
Satu employee boleh pergi many department. Betul?
Ya. Ya, betul.
Satu employee boleh pergi satu department boleh?
Boleh juga.
Many employee pergi ke many department boleh?
Itu boleh.
So semua pun boleh. So what is the difference?
The difference is
different is the based on the business requirement. Okay. Where you put your entity. Okay. Muhammad Ilyas.
Today I learned about matrix diagram.
Apa dia?
Matrix diagram.
Matrix diagram?
Diagram.
Oh, matrix diagram. Okay. We read matrix diagram from top to left ke left to top?
Left to top.
Okay, good. Muhammad Fahimuddin.
Ya, saya. Saya belajar ini macam mana kita nak tahu relationship antara entiti menggunakan matrix diagram.
Okay. Muhammad Afiq.
Ya, saya doktor. Hari ini saya belajar tentang relationship one to one, many to one, many to many.
Many to many. Okay. So many to many, what will be the symbol? Single toe to single toe?
Cross foot to cross foot.
Okay, good. Khairi Ishraf.
Yes, doktor. Hari ini saya belajar tentang super type dengan subtype.
Subtype. Give me one super type and subtype.
For example, the super type is exam, and then the subtype should be midterm, final.
Okay, if let's say the super type is the employee, what will be the subtype?
Gender.
Gender?
Okay.
Gender is attribute. Subtype should be entity.
It should inherit all attributes, right, sir? The subtype, it should inherit all the attributes of the super type. Right?
Inherits the attribute. The P, what will be the entity for the subtype? Okay, super type employee kan?
Yeah.
Employee is entity or attribute?
The ID. The attributes is the ID.
Okay, sekejap. Employee ni attribute ke entity?
Employees, the entities.
Entity. Okay. Employee sekarang entity, super type kan? Hello?
Yeah.
Sekarang super type entity adalah employee. So what will be the subtype entity for the employee? Okay. In the company ada employee kan? Okay. So employee is the entity. So what can be a subtype of the entity? Employee.
Subtype of the employee. Maybe like in the restaurant, what kind of the employee? Like chef, waiter.
Yes, correct. Okay. So if let's say restaurant, they have a employee like a chef, waiter, and so on. So if let's say chef is the sub entity, what will be the attribute for the chef?
The extra attribute.
Attribute for the chef.
The attribute of the chef should be different from the employee attribute or will be common?
Apa dia?
Kan the employee have their own attributes.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So
Example. What is can be a chef attribute?
Be like their specialization or years of experience.
Years of experience, name, employee ID, and so on. Okay. Irfan?
Answer.
Hmm.
So basically, if they share the common employee attribute, so the common attribute should be under the super type, but not the subtype, right?
Until the subtype. Okay, for example, here the author can. Okay, let's say the author is the super type. Okay, let's say you have one entity inside one, they call as a small author. Contohnya lah small author. Okay, under author super type ni ada 3 attribute, name, email, biography. So the same email, biography, name will be applies to the small author here. Okay, if let's say you want to have another special attribute only for the small author, let's say ABC, so you put the ABC inside this box. So that ABC doesn't reflect in the main super type. If let's say you have the same attribute, means you don't need to write inside the subtype here. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Irfan?
Ya, sir. Hari ini saya belajar cara buat relationship dalam matrix diagram.
Cara apa? Matrix diagram?
Ya.
Okay. Matrix diagram. Nama dia tanya. So, matrix diagram, what do you list down? Primary key ke?
Entity.
Entity, good. Azilatul?
Yes, sir.
Today I learned about a symbol for attribute, which is a star, circle, and hash.
Okay. Circle for?
Circle for optional.
Optional. Okay. Beckham?
Yes, sir. Today I learned how to write the entity name that use capital letter and singular word only. And also how to write a symbol in the attributes, sir.
Okay, can I write all small letter for entity?
No.
Why?
Because that will be go to the attribute.
Okay, so this box is correct?
Wait, sir.
Betul kan box ni?
Yes, but use capital letter in the front. Also can, sir.
This okay, you nampak screen kan?
Yes.
Okay, this box correct ke? I mean, betul ke box ni, diagram ni?
Wait. Yes.
Mana ada? Your box must be a soft box. You must soft box. Tak boleh tajam. Tengok ni, tajam ni.
Oh, yes.
Soft
Baru perasan,
box.
sorry.
And then no FPK, FK all. Kena ada apa?
Kena ada mandatory.
Kena ada apa? Circle, hashtag semua tu. Kan?
Yes, simbol tu, sir.
Yes, okay. Ashira? Ashaira, sorry. Ashaira?
So today I learned about the symbols used in ERD table. One of them is the hashtag, that is the first attribute, which is primary key.
Okay.
So
So,
that is the mandatory attribute.
okay. So here custom ID is the primary key, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So here is the name, email, phone number is a foreign key, correct?
I think so.
You think so? Why you think so? This is a correct foreign key?
Because like the name, email, phone number, and address can be used inside the book.
But I never see here also. They don't have name, email, phone number, address here. So when you declare foreign key, you must have the same foreign key here also.
So like you have to write the name, email, phone number.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Okay. And then must have a relationship. You put the name, email, phone number here can, and declare as a foreign key can ke? Boleh ke? Boleh, and then you must have a line. Baru boleh. Must have line, must have same attribute here. Baru database tu boleh connect. Okay, next. Alia Maisara.
Yes, sir.
Apa
yang saya belajar hari ni tentang the component of ERDs.
Okay, what? Tell me.
Yang pertama, each. Yang kedua, kena ada entity A.
Okay, each tu every time each ke boleh ubah?
Every time.
Every time each.
Yeah.
Boleh you complete this this diagram, customer to book?
Customer to books. Dia boleh many books to many customer. Dengan
Start from customer.
Okay.
Okay, so dia start with each ke?
Kalau dalam ni dia many.
So bukan always start with each kan? You punya Yiddish language.
Yes.
So start with many. Okay, not always each. So many, and then Second,
many.
second what?
Second, entity A, customer.
Customer. Many customer. Lepas tu?
Lepas tu kena ada optionality.
Okay, what is the optionality here?
Must be.
Must. Okay. So many customer must. Lepas tu?
Lepas tu kena ada relationship name.
Okay, what is the relationship name here?
One customer.
Dia dah tulis tapi you bagilah satu ni.
Have one book.
Okay. So many customer must have
One books.
one book. Okay, good. Aina Rusda?
Yes, sir. And today I learned about how to draw metric diagrams.
How to matrix diagram?
Mm.
Okay, what will be the matrix diagram for this one? What will be the row?
Outer book and customer.
Okay, good. Afiq?
Yes, sir. Saya belajar mengenai simbol that need for attribute.
Okay. So here name, email, biography, what will be the symbol?
Email dengan biography. Email will be unique.
Okay, auto ID, what is symbol?
That's apa ni, star symbol, mandatory attribute.
Okay, ini star. Auto ID star.
Bukan. Saya itu hashtag tu.
Bagi saya satu. Kita tak boleh letak dua simbol kat sini. Kita boleh letak satu simbol saja. Apa cuba teka. Primary key, what is the symbol for primary key? Unique identifier, what is the symbol for unique identifier? What is symbol?
I think is symbol hashtag.
So here will be
hashtag.
Okay. Here name, email, biography, what will be the symbol?
Email. Yeah, I think it's star.
Why star? You put name as a star. Why you put the name as a star?
Star is mandatory attribute. Is important.
Okay. Email and biography?
Email and biography is circle.
Circle. So can I email and biography is a circle? Biography as a circle also. Boleh ke?
Saya boleh.
Kenapa boleh?
Sebab dia optional. Dia boleh letak apa ni, boleh letak banyak
option. Okay. Dia macam ni. Kalau nak jadikan optional, you must have some mandatory field also lah. Dalam ERD diagram, you tak boleh letak semua as optional and tak boleh letak semua mandatory. It is based on your logically defined. Okay. If let's say you put this everything is a optional circle, then you must be justify lah why I put the name, email and biography as a circle. Tapi logically name and email biography will be the star. Okay, mandatory fill up. So that because every book have a name, email and biography. So nanti you punya database akan not redundancy. Okay. Okay. So we go to attendance. Yes. Nur Munira,
Yes, sir.
Nur Damia,
Ada, sir.
Britney,
Ada, sir.
Rufina,
Ada, sir.
Aina Rushda,
Ada, sir.
Kamal Amir, okay, Kamal Amir ni ada kan? Okay. So dia kena hantar satu letter. Okay. Ni macam nambah je. Kamal Amir. Siapa kena Kamal Amir ni dalam grup ni? Kenal? I never see him in any class. Okay. It's okay. Okay. So yang lain semua tu ada. Okay. Another one thing. Mana my guru? Where's my guru? Oh, okay. Here. Okay, I call one. Give me 1 minute. Okay. Please. Question result. Okay. So 4 pelajar ni stay, yang lain semua tu boleh ni. Siti Nur Mahira, Becker, Muhammad Fahimuddin, Aliyah Maisara. Yang lain semua boleh keluar. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.